Hey, what's up? Welcome to Ideation HQ, your one-stop channel for educational learning technologies. Today, we'll be looking at Socrative and how you can launch a quiz in Socrative. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. So let's now look at how we can launch a quiz directly from Socrative itself. First, let's access Socrative website, and as usual, click on Login and log in as a teacher with your username and your password. You will be directed to this main page here in Socrative. Now, before starting to launch your quiz, it is important that you select the room for that particular quiz. And for that, you need to access the toolbar and then click on Rooms. As you can see, I have created a few rooms in Socrative. Now, to select the room in which you want to launch your quiz from, simply click on the room. So say, for example, I want to launch it from Year 7 Robotics. I can just click on that and I can then change the room to the Year 7 Robotics room. You can also create a shortcut for you to access your rooms directly from this toolbar here. So again, let's go back to Rooms. And I am going to activate this room, which is called Year 10 GD for my graphic design class. And then let's go back to the main page, click on Launch. So alternatively, you can select your room from this drop-down menu if you have create a shortcut for it like I've done earlier. So I'm going to click here and then I'm going to now access my Year 10 graphic design room. Now that you have selected the room to launch the quiz, let's now share the quiz with our students. And for that, we need to ensure that we have clicked on the Launch tab in the toolbar and then simply click on Quiz. And you will see that there's a list of quiz that have been created so far. Now, I'm going to launch this general knowledge quiz. So let's check on that quiz and then click Next. Here you have to choose the delivery method and settings for each quiz. There are three types of delivery method, which are instant feedback, open navigation, and teacher paced. Now, let's go through each and every one of them really quickly. For the instant feedback option, your student will attempt the quiz question by question. After each question, he will receive a feedback whether the answer is correct or not, and before moving on to the next question. In the second method, which is the open navigation method, your student can move on from question to question back and forth. Once he is happy with all the answers that he has provided, he can then click submit and then he will receive a feedback based on that. And lastly, the teacher pace method is when the teacher sets the pace for the whole quiz. The teacher moves the students on one question at a time together as a class. And this can be very useful for a whole class or whole group activity. So for this quiz here, let's select instant feedback. And if you move on to the next column, you will see that there's a few other options for you to select. First one being whether you require the students to provide their names for the quiz. The second one is whether you want to shuffle the questions. Third one being whether you want to shuffle the answers to provide the feedback to the student. And whether you would like to show the final score to the student. And lastly, whether you want this quiz to be completed in one attempt. So please take note for this option here, students can only take the quiz once, and if they leave the room and they rejoin the room, they will continue the quiz where they left off. I'm going to not shuffle the questions. I'll be shuffling the answers and I want the students to see the final score. I've checked all my options here and then let's click start. And now, as you can see, the quiz has started and the students can now access the quiz. You will see a table here with your student's name and how they respond to each questions once they have started working on the quiz. And once everyone has completed the quiz, you as a teacher will then click on Finish to end the quiz. And so we have launched our quiz, and you may be asking, how will your students access the quiz? Well, for your students to access the quiz, they simply have to go to the Socrative website and then click on Login. Here, there is the option of students to log in. So click on that and your students will be directed to this page. All you have to do now is to provide them with the room name that you have created your quiz in. So for example, in this case earlier, I've created the quiz in the year 10 graphic design room, which is year 10 GD. All your students have to do right now is to type in the room name and then click join. And because we enable the option for them to provide their name, so here they will need to enter their name. I'm just going to write down the name John Smith and then click on done. And now as you can see, the quiz is available for the students to complete. I'm just going to go through this quiz very quickly. So as you can see, now the student has completed the quiz and you can actually ask them to close this window from here on. That's all for today. I hope that you find today's video beneficial for your teaching and learning. If you like the content that I'm sharing, please remember to click the like button and subscribe to Ideation HQ. Till then, I'll see you again in our next video. Bye.